Hey guys, this is Kyle. This is Kyle. It is 8. It's about 8:20 p.m. on Friday night, July 31st, 2020. Happy World Against Electronic Torture Day. I was going to do a long live stream tonight, but guys, it felt daunting. My mind control is really bad. What they're doing to my brain is really bad. It's really bad. My defenses are taking care of some of the very blunt, like nervous system pain and some of the intense, like stuff. But they're doing some sophisticated stuff to me. But I've wanted to make a video and just say Happy World Against Electronic Torture Day. I want to show a picture of Jesus walking on the water. I'm trying to get with Jesus, trying to get with God, and just in these really difficult times, and walk on some water here. Like, we all need to walk on some water. Also, I think I'm going to call this video Activism and Adaptation. So today there were a lot of protests, which, by the way, I couldn't find anything on YouTube, but I'm sure some people will come out with videos of the protests that the BBC and the other ones in Geneva and New York and everything like that. Please send those to me by email. I'm going to look for some and I'll try and mirror those and direct you guys to the original sources to try and magnify the efforts of today. But I wanted to call this video Activism and Adaptation. I saw it on the Common Sense, the Dave Hodges Common Sense show. That's something I had been thinking of, and not putting it in those terms lately, probably like the last month, seeing how bad everything's gotten, right? That we need to be doing active, especially targeted individuals, right? I want to tell you guys, and I've said this a bunch, I think the UN thing coming up, it is really hopeful, logically hopeful. Kind of scares me a little bit. Scares me a little bit that so many targeted individuals are like, the UN ain't going to do nothing, blah. Is that a psyop? Like, if the UN declares it, it will have effects in every country. And I think that I think that the revealing of this, of what's happened in certain ways, like, it may not be how we want the reveal to be, but it will change things for us. I believe that it's part of disruption into collapse of basically every country. So we're dealing with irony here, right? We're dealing with a very ironic time. I wish that it could be more perfect, like society could be kind of more normal. Bad things go on all the time, right? But with the targeting, like, if the pandemic didn't come and all this bad stuff, like, was it snowballing into a collapse, and then the New World Order creating a new system. But that's how it is, right? That's how it is. This ironic thing where I feel there will be a big change for us, but there will be a bad change for the world. And my hope, my desire is to stop the intense torture. Right? I've said this a bunch, to stop the intense torture that's going on, the intense mind control. I'm going to say mind rape, guys, because it's really bad. It's really bad. Large live streams tonight just felt so daunting. I think I'm gonna have to get creative, guys. I still wanna use YouTube as an outlet and to get good information out. When I'm inspired to tell you guys something on the way to the declaration in the UN, the report being read, resolutions. I still want to use it, but I keep having this. And I don't think it's mind control, this one. I think I'm like, YouTube is stupid right now. Like, with how big and bad things are, right? It's like YouTube's so controlled, and the way that information flows is so controlled. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of great stuff on YouTube. You guys that subscribe to my channel, and information that we can get out and empower people and let non-targeted individuals know about this, it's good, right? But with what the big collapse that we're dealing with, I'm kind of like, for me, I just want to speak for me. For me, it seems like doing really long live streams and putting a lot of my energy and stuff right now, instead of like building resources and getting with my family and really adapting to that, but doing some activism and getting ready for the UN thing, and letting you guys know when I have really good information. Not stupid, right? But just the Pentagon really having its lines of control in Facebook, Google, and YouTube, and just being able to just shadow ban any important topic. Stupid. You guys know what I mean. But so what else? So I hope everybody's having a good Friday. I hope y'all are all just hanging in there, staying strong. Things are really rough for me, so I know that it's really rough for a lot of you guys. I really do have a lot of hope in things coming up. I really have a lot of hope. But then collapse of civilization, right? So we got to get ready for that. I mean, I think it's a very ironic time. It's like things I think are going to change for us, but we're going to go straight from the frying pan into the fire. But my hope, my desire is that the top secret intense torture can stop so that we can have a chance and we can survive, or try and survive just like everybody else is trying to survive. I've thought about this. I've thought about, well, will they just kill us? Like when this gets closer to being revealed, but, they've killed a lot of targeted individuals. A lot of targeted individuals have been killed. But I don't think that they're just going to kill us off because they want to use this technology. They're going to put things in the vaccine. They're going to want people hooked up to the Internet of Things. They're going to scale up the technology to hook into people's brains more and more, right? So they can't just kill a bunch of people with it in this certain way where people would be really fearful of it. The public has to be willing to accept some of this stuff on a knowing level in the near future. That changes everything for us. I'm kind of seeing this big picture where it's very ironic, the bad, big things going on in society. Get prepared. Get prepared. Gather your resources. Gather food. Gather water. Get with your family. And I know a lot of families, they're just kind of ignoring things and just acting like everything's going to go back to normal. But do as much as you can and really get ready for yourself. And then, we do activism, like World Against Electronic Torture Day, the UN stuff coming up, and get information out there so that we can shift our situation so we can have better chances of survival. We put our trust in God. We put our hope in God. And then we be the best we can be. Do not despair. As much as with mind control, with targeting, it's different. It's a new challenge. It's not just like, oh well, am I depressed about what's going on? It's like forced rape of the brain that makes you feel a certain way. So it's a new challenge, and we're gonna need God for that. I mean, we're gonna need. I'm like really trying. I'm getting with God right now. I'm like, how do I do this? How do I fight this new challenge of my brain being put into a certain state? Hypnosis, NLP, hypnosis at night, NLP, subliminal V2K, audible V2K, psychic driving, other things that I don't know what they're doing when I'm asleep, directed dreaming, right? How do I combat that new challenge and do what you want me to do and help people and be my best, right? It's like tonight I wanted to do a live stream. It's just too daunting. I was like, I can make a little video here, say hello to everybody, kind of say what's on my mind, but it's like, ugh. It's like, I'm gonna have, and the way things are going, this is, I kind of want to tell you all about my directed dream, because I remembered one from last night. It was like, okay, in this directed dream, I was like, we were living in the jungle, and it's just like me and this group of jungle people, and we were like we were the good jungle people, and we like worship God and everything like that, and we wanted good for the world. But then there was like this other camp, and it was like satanic people, and they wanted to burn the jungle, and they wanted to turn the world into just a trash fire, and like we had to fight them. We all wore these weird masks, right? Super weird. And I know it was a directed dream. I don't know exactly what my attackers were trying to do with my brain. But my point about that is like a lot of serious stuff that they're doing to my brain. And I can't believe they're getting away with it. My hopeful thing is I don't think they will be for long. And I forgot the other important thing that I wanted to say. But basically, I think I'm gonna have to get creative and switch gears. We'll see. We'll see. This is important. The way things change, the way that a situation goes. I think God speaks through your situations and the way things are going. And God may be saying, it's time for a change, it's time to switch gears, it's time to do this, it's time we've got to be very discerning about those things, right? Very discerning about those times in our life, especially with the crucial challenge like the targeting, like the mind control. And God may, because your attackers are playing with your mind, right? God will find more creative ways to connect with you. But I just wanted to say, like, I have a lot of hope for our situation changing during the disruption and collapse phase of humanity, of this new normal, waves and waves and waves, and things changing in bizarre ways. We've seen it as targeted individuals. Our lives have changed in bizarre ways. We're being attacked all the time. We're being gang stalked and all this stuff, and we kind of got to adapt to it, and it's just our new normal. They want to do that to humanity. The top of the pyramid wants to do that to humanity, as well as killing off a lot of people. I believe our situation in this ironic fashion is going to get better, but then we're gonna have to face all that. So I'm really praying about that right now, just trying to figure out what I need to do. But especially the adaptation part, it's hard because everybody else can get ready to bug out or collect food that they need and really think about it, how they want to survive. We're being tortured, mind control, where it's hard to just live in a normal society where we just go grocery shopping and everything like that. So I have a desire and a logical hope that our situation can change, so at least we can be able to focus on our survival, right? That's what I'm focusing on, hoping towards, seeing that, right? I'm kind of disappointed in myself and some others for I know that the UN has a lot of plans for Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030, but the UN declares something, it can change things in a big way. And I think there's been a lot of psyops and mind control and making us feel negative, as well as maybe some people coming in and just downplaying the UN thing. It's kind of bizarre to me that everybody, it seems, some people are hopeful in it, but it seems like there's too many people who are like not even talking about it, and just like the UN's not going to do anything. Like what's going on? That's the best thing that could happen. That's the best organization that could say something about this to possibly change things would be the UN. But I understand. We don't trust anything, right? People don't trust anything in society. But I have a logical hope in that. We need to focus on adaptation too. Let me read this real quick. But I basically just wanted to pop my head up tonight and say, hey, and really, like, I will do some informational live streams and stuff. I'll keep things going as much as I can. But it gets, the mind control gets really bad, where I'm just like, I don't know, I can't hang out for a long time. I don't even feel like myself. It's getting really bad. The irony that God showed me that surrounds and envelops life kind of tells me how bad it's getting for me. That it's probably going to change soon. I'm going to change things. It's going to change. We're going to change. We're going to adapt. We're going to get with God no matter what the situation is, no matter how dark it is. And then it's going to become something where we do our best until we go on home to Him. But I wanted to read this. This is what I'm trying to do right now. Being a transmitter of love in a very dark time. Jesus transmitted healing, love, and energy wherever He was. He pushed back sickness and death as far as it would go. But even Lazarus had to die twice. We are not freed from fear because we think we will always be physically healed. but instead this energy of love itself transforms us into being able to live from a deeper center beneath the fear. It's like it's this peace that surpasses all understanding. My attackers are freezing that up just on a short video. This is another thing, guys. I'm getting really hacked and really shadow banned and really censored. And it's like I want to find a level of putting good information out and stuff like that where I don't get so frustrated. I don't put so much of my time and energy into stuff. But we're gonna see. Just tonight I'm feeling like, man, live stream is so daunting. The mind control makes it really bad. And then my attackers like freeze up my live stream. I think they found a way to mess with the connection between StreamYard and YouTube to maybe even disconnect, do something, right? They have a direct manipulation in that. He offers that energy to us if we can receive it. Fear constricts us in upon ourselves. Love and hope unfurl us into emanators of healing and care, just like Jesus was. As we get acquainted with the reality of Jesus' presence and healing, loving energy, we can be transmitters too. Wherever we are, whatever we are doing. And there's this too, guys. You know, there's a physical part of us that's connected to like divine frequencies, where we're an antenna. We know we're an antenna for negative frequencies, our attackers, but also our physical brain, our pineal gland, stuff like that. It is it's an antenna for these divine frequencies. We really, I don't know if I'm going to mirror this video, but maybe I'll show it on a later live stream. It's this guy. If you guys can check out this channel, Everything Inside of Me, great channel, something really good on YouTube. And he does a video about the pineal gland and how they have these 4 different things: electromagnetic frequencies, fluoride, aluminum being 3 of them, that really calcify the pineal gland and poison us against feeling this spiritual connection, right? There's more stuff to the spiritual connection, but it's one that's very important in the physical, and I can tell that my attackers have damaged that. Not beyond repair, but they play around with that, right? I don't want to say damaged forever, because right, we evolve, we find ways to cleanse things, we find ways to adapt, but that's a big thing that I never knew. I never knew that like there was a physical part of our body that made us feel more spiritually connected, and I've experienced it. I've experienced like automated systems, directed energy hurting that part of my body, and I've experienced it. But that's not everything, right? It's not all of our spiritual connection. But I just wanted to mention that Everything Inside of Me, great channel. This is the opposite of unconscious mob energy, which we have a lot of right now, but an uplifting consciousness that we can send to those around us, especially in the midst of collective fear. Living and transmitting from this center is dwelling in Christ consciousness that infuses and permeates our bodies, our surroundings, and our relationships. We are not alone in this. The more we share in that energy with others, the stronger it gets, whether that be with others in the body of Christ or the spiritual guides in the great cloud of witnesses. So that's what I'm working on. That's what we should all be working on as targeted individuals, as non-targeted individuals in these times, having that energy, that individual connection with God that we can just resonate and spread to others. This is the deal with targeting, with artificial doing things to your mind. That becomes a new challenge. It's become a new challenge for me. Going through many years of trauma-based stuff, but still having a big percentage where I'm just like, yeah, I feel like I'm getting really physically tortured. They're making me feel anxious, blah blah blah. It just gets really bad. It gets really bad with everything they're doing, to where I'm like, ooh, I didn't know it would get that bad. But God helps us to break through that. It's a different challenge for targeted individuals that are being remote neural manipulated a lot. It's a different challenge, but what I've found is that with new challenges that we really have to adapt to, when we get with God, He will give us ways that we could have never imagined. And so for me right now, I'm just saying right now, everything's so big and bad. I did want to just make a video, but tonight I was just like, I can't even do a long live stream. It really sucks right now. But that's not how it's going to be forever. That's not how it's going to be forever. And even if things get really bad in the world, we're going to see shifts in irony in our own situation. I want to show this, Jesus walking on the water. And this is what we have to do. Everybody in the world now, right? Targeted individuals are now joined with everybody else who's being targeted. Microcosm, macrocosm. The microcosm has now gone to the macrocosm. As targeted individuals before the pandemic and beyond, it's like they torture us. Got a ringing in my ear right here. It's that 15-second ringing in the ears, drilling it into your head. But what was I saying? You see, guys. Is that a demonstration? Microcosm, macrocosm. As targeted individuals, we've gone through this, turning our lives into a hell, and then that just becomes our new normal, and we just want to die because it's so bad. But we just have to. I can't kill myself. A lot of you guys can't kill yourself. Some target individuals have ended their lives. Some have been murdered. Some have been killed, right? But like for those of us who we can't do that, we can't kill ourselves. It's just becomes this new normal, this new way of living, this new way of surviving, right? And that's happening on a large scale. I've just seen so much irony in my life, and I just have this feeling in my bones, feeling more in the spirit that it's this ironic time when everything's turning, everything's shifting, and God's kind of telling me, look, the world's about to get bad, society's about to go into this new normal collapse, the new world order, but this situation, it's going to get better. It's so hard to deal with. How do you be happy about that? It's looking like things are getting better for us. The UN declares this. There's no way that doesn't help us. Every targeted individual, please talk about it. Please talk about it. I don't see how anybody could see it as just like, that's not even we're not even going to talk about it. I don't understand that. The UN declares something, and we might see a change where they don't even have to do the investigation, but some of these military-industrial complexes have already planned to back off. We just don't know. There's a lot of complicated stuff going on, but I feel it. I feel a change. I hope for a change, right? I don't even want to go there with how bad my mind control is right now. I'm like, well, maybe things won't get better. I think that there's a lot of new challenges, a lot of new darkness in the world from the New World Order, but I don't even want to think about it because I'm seeing it logically how this technology has to come out to the public, and there's no way that they can keep this running alongside of that, and there's also no way that they can just kill us all off, those who are targeted, because it would put this great fear into the public about interfacing with the technologies, because if they kill us all off like in a certain amount of time, in a short amount of time, it would like really scare people off from even interfacing with the Internet of Things. So I'm very hopeful about that. Alright guys, I hope y'all are having a good Friday night. I just wanted to say hi. Yeah, and I'll still be doing some stuff on YouTube. I don't know. I'm just trying to kind of make it. The mind control is really bad. It's a new challenge. It's not a new challenge, right? I've been going through it, but it's kind of progresses. The sophistication of it has progressed for me. I don't want to say it's going to become really bad for all you guys. My attackers are pieces of bad stuff, right? And they're pretty sophisticated. They've been doing this for a long time. The automated systems have been running for a long time. It's getting pretty sophisticated. Tailoring kind kind of tailoring, right? We know this, tailoring to my personality, the things that are important about me, stuff like that. Turning positives about me that were positives in the past kind of to negatives and things like that. Just a new challenge. Just got to be a light in the world, not an Illuminati light, light straight from God. And so the important thing is like happy World Against Electronic Torture Day, guys, and also, activism balanced with adaptation. And I want to say, like, probably if I wasn't a targeted individual, I would look at the situation in the world and I would say, I'm going to get off of YouTube. Unless it was my living, right? Unless I made a living off of it, I'd be like, I'm going to go ahead and get off of YouTube. It's getting too much censorship, shadow banning, controlling the way that information flows. It's time to get off, right? But as a targeted individual, I say, we've got a great shot at this UN thing. I've got to say, because targeted individuals are talking about this, but not a whole lot of people are talking. I've got to do what other people aren't doing, the really important stuff, right? The really important information. But so many targeted individuals are talking about it. And I guess some channels are talking about transhumanism and things like that. But I find some of the channels that are talking about transhumanism and they get like hundreds of thousands of views, they really talk about like, wow, this stuff could come in the future, and it's like non-actionable poo-poo. It's just non-actionable stuff that people can look at and say, wow, that's fascinating, and then go back to their lives. What we're doing, what I'm doing here is like people are being murdered by directed energy weapons, by neuro weapons that connect with their brain. That's a read right to their brain. People don't want to hear that aren't targeted individuals. They don't want actionable information. They want to see a cute little video that they can go, oh wow, or oh neat, or oh horrible, and then just kind of go on with their business. That's my negative thing about YouTube. But I love you guys. I hope y'all are having a good Friday night. We just get through it. We get through it. Activism and adaptation. And I'll be doing some videos and stuff like that. Just tonight, I just felt like can't get on long lives. The mind control gets so bad, and just the physical, just being completely drained. So I'm gonna figure it out, and we all got to figure out what we can do. What we can do, when we can do it, and then get with God on anything that we're having problems with. But it's really bad stuff. I mean, it's at a point where it's like I just want to run out. I want to go to the hospital, basically. I mean, that's how I would say, like, I'm at the end of I want to go to the hospital, but I'm scared to do that. But then if I was like a more wild person, I'm kind of wild. I'd be running out into the street and just stripping off my clothes so I could get some kind of attention to stop this, if that would work. It's getting to that point. But can't do that. I've got to just get with God, and He's going to give me miracles that I didn't even see and get through this stuff. Just physically and mentally, it's hard to just hard to organize my thoughts and be like, hey, let's do a long live stream and just talk about everything that's going on. I don't really want to talk about everything that's going on. My brain will, it's like you're talking about stuff and your attackers are just like, boop, just erase that thought, and part of your brain is like blocked, is like completely blocked, so you can't even, you can't access that part of your brain. It's like sophisticated, like microwave brain surgery. I don't know if all targeted individuals really understand that, and I hope you never do. I hope that all targeted never do understand how sophisticated that it can get. It gets really bad. It gets really, really bad. It gets really bad. I love you guys. Just wanted to make a short video tonight and say I hope you're having a great Friday night. We still got to have joy in the world. We still got to have hope. We still got to do our best. With targeting, with the mind control, it's a different level of challenge in these times. But I think that we're going to see some ironic turnaround for us as we fall into the collapse and the destruction of humanity. as we have faith in God and just do our best till the end, we can have joy in our life. We can have hope. So, adaptation, activism, and adaptation. All right, I love you guys. I'll definitely see y'all in the next one. I love y'all.